Hello and welcome everyone. In this video tutorial, we will discuss about some of the key types of reinforcement learning. So we will start off this video by discussing two major types of reinforcement learning. Very first is the positive reinforcement and second is the negative reinforcement. Now after discussing the types of reinforcement learning, we will discuss some of the key differences between supervised and reinforcement learning. So without any further delay, let's jump to the first topic and let's discuss the key types of reinforcement learning. Now the reinforcement learning can be categorized into two major categories, where very first is this positive reinforcement and second is the negative reinforcement. So let us start discussing about the positive reinforcement learning. So the positive reinforcement learning is defined as an event that occurs because of some specific behavior. Moreover, it increases the strength and the frequency of the behavior and impacts positively on the action taken by the agent. This type of reinforcement enables us to maximize performance and sustain changes for a more extended period. However, too much reinforcement may lead to over optimization of the state, which can affect the result. Now, in this kind of reinforcement learning, the algorithm is rewarded in some way for a particular outcome. To put it another way, we aim to make every successful outcome more likely by including a reward. Let us understand this thing with the help of an example. For instance, some parent generally promise their kid to give them a prize once they complete a particular task. For example, cleaning their room or working hard to earn good grades. Thus, the children's favorite food like chocolate will be provided by the parents, and this will have a positive effect since it forces the youngster to work because they are thinking about the prize. Now in the same way, there is negative reinforcement, which is the reverse of positive reinforcement, and this enhances the likelihood that a particular behavior will take place again by avoiding the undesirable circumstances. Now depending upon the situation and the conduct, it may be more successful than positive reinforcement, although it only offers reinforcement for the bare minimum of performance. Now, this category of reinforcement learning differs somewhat from positive reinforcement, and in this category of learning, we try to eliminate something negative in order to enhance the performance. So, we will continue with the previous example related to a child. Now, some parents punish their children for failing to tidy up their rooms. A week or even month without playing video games can be served as a punishment to them. So the kids frequently put in more effort or finish the task given to them in order to escape the punishment. So I hope with this you got an idea related to both of the types of reinforcement learning. Let's move forward and let's discuss some of the key differences between supervised and reinforcement learning. Now both supervised and reinforcement learning falls under the umbrella of machine learning, which was first introduced in 1959 by the American computer scientist named Arthur Samuel. Moreover, both supervised and reinforcement learning are important categories of machine learning with different use cases, and these both techniques works in a different fashion and they offer their own advantages and disadvantages. So let us discuss some of the key differences. So generally the supervised learning is utilized to analyze the training data and generate the generalized formula, while in reinforcement learning the basic reinforcement is specified with the help of Markov decision process. Moreover, in supervised machine learning there are two primary categories. First is regression and second one is classification. On the other hand, reinforcement learning includes various tasks like exploration, exploitation, and it also includes Markov decision process. Now supervised learning always include a pair of input objects and their desired output, but reinforcement learning on the other hand includes an agent that interacts with the environment in discrete steps, making an observation for each time period and receives a reward for each observation, and then attempts to accumulate as many rewards as possible in order to make more observations. Now supervised machine learning includes a variety of algorithms with benefits and drawbacks. On the other hand, for reinforcement learning, Markov decision process offers mathematical foundation for modeling. Now the main objective of supervised machine learning is to learn a general formula from the instances provided by interpreting the input and output, while the objective of reinforcement learning is to mimic a controlling system such as control theory or game theory in situations like operating a car or competing in a video game, etc. The phrase supervised learning implies that it is highly supervised, whereas reinforcement learning is less supervised and relies on the learning agent to choose the output solution by exploring several options. Plus, reinforcement learning is designed to function as a learning agent which acts as an action system that will perform some action and gets rewarded accordingly. But supervised machine learning is designed as a predictor which generates predictions based upon class type. Now the supervised machine learning requires vast amount of data which will be used to train the system for it to produce a generalized formula, but in reinforcement learning the system or the learning agent generates data on its own by interacting with the environment. So these were the key differences between supervised and reinforcement learning. And with this we have come to the end of this tutorial session, where we have discussed about the types of reinforcement learning, and we also discussed about the key differences between supervised and reinforcement learning. Thank you so much for watching this video. We will see you in the next one.